How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. You kind of talked about this a little bit after the game, the Clemson game, but an offensive line needs cohesion, needs time together, and you guys haven't had that the last several games. How have you been able to overcome that? First of all, and how important is the same kind of dominance you had against Clemson to be displayed against Alabama?
Yeah. Well, for starters, it's really important. I truly believe in my heart that games are won at the line of scrimmage, won or lost at the line of scrimmage. And so it's always important. And it's always a focal point of what we do. So huge for sure. And then, yeah, just in terms of cohesion within an offensive line group, it is really important. And we're just kind of, you're right. We haven't been able to do it a whole lot this year. Just so many things getting shifted around, so many people in and out. I think we just got used to not having it. We're not used to the same five guys always being there, just doing what we have to get it done. I don't know. It's a good question.
All right, next is Brendan Golick. Brendan?
Hi, Josh. Congratulations on getting this far in the season and having a chance to cap it down in Miami. I'm curious if you could tell us maybe what you've learned from both Coach Meyer and Coach Day about training to play in championship moments and being, at your mental best to perform in those moments.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I've learned a lot from both of them. And I think in terms of what has stuck out to me the most has just been the preparation throughout the week. Both of them have been huge on the preparation throughout the week. And, both of them really have always said that the games aren't won on, Saturday, or in this case, Monday. The games are won on a hard Tuesday practice, a padded Wednesday practice. And I think that myself and our team really takes that to heart, and we always try and show up, and give it everything we got and prep the best we can, especially those earlier in the week practices where they're padded. So for me, I think that's the most important thing.
All right, next up we have Austin Ward. Austin?
Josh, I think Matt Jones has 2 starts and 2 champion grades. What does that say about him and his ability to step in, and maybe about the unit as a whole to stay ready?
Yeah, I think Matt's done a great job, and that's huge. They haven't been 2 easy games either. They've been really important games. So he's done a great job, and I think it says a lot. You've seen our team throughout this season miss people, people who would normally be starting, that just aren't there certain weeks. And I think what you've seen throughout our team is people who typically wouldn't be starting in the situation, and understanding that they have to do what they have to do to help our team win the game. It's a very different mindset when you're going in to a game and you're a second team guy that you think you're probably not going to play, as compared to when you're going to start and you have no choice but to play, but to prepare, but to take the week just dead serious the whole time. I think that's been huge for Matt. He was in that situation, and he has no choice. You know what I mean? He's there. He has to perform, and he knows it. And that's what he's done. I think it speaks volumes to the character of our team.
Next will be Nathan Baird. Nathan?
Actually, I have a natural follow-up to that question. I think Paris Johnson then has to come in and play some guard, which is not necessarily his forte. And I think ends up playing both guard spots in that game. I guess, how have you seen him develop over the course of the season to someone who can help you guys in a moment like that? And then also, what does that sort of versatility tell you about what he might be down the road, even when he is focusing on tackle?
Yeah. Paris is a extremely talented football player and offensive lineman. He has the right skill set. He has what God has given him, and God has given him a lot. And he also has the mindset. I don't know if I should say this or not, because it's pretty early on in Paris's career. But in my personal opinion, if Paris isn't an Outland Trophy winner by the time he leaves here, then he screwed something up, because he should be by the time he leaves. In my opinion, he's that talented. So yeah, I mean, he's a ball player, man. He's good. I think he could step in pretty much anywhere on the offensive line and be just fine.
Next will be Andrea Edelson. Andrea?
Hey, Josh, good to see you again. I would love your perspective as somebody who blocks for him, what you have thought about what Trey has been able to do the last few games for your team.
Yeah, good to see you. Trey has been huge for our team, and it's been so fun. And I think I heard Coach Day say something about this in a different interview, that Trey never once complained. You know, he was a big time running back from Oklahoma that transferred to Ohio State, and the start of his career at Ohio State didn't exactly go perfectly, and there were just, you know, things were different, and he had a bit of a slower start than he would have wanted, and he never said anything. I never, not one time did he complain. Never, not one time did he ask for more carries, or, you know, he never had a bad attitude. He just kept coming to work. And I think that's the most satisfying part for me in watching him succeed now, and how well he's playing. He just does everything right. He never complains. I mean, I'm just I honestly, I can't say enough how happy I am for him.
Next was Patrick Murphy. Heather?
Josh, do your tackles, the starting tackles, get talked about enough for what they do for you guys and how talented they are?
I don't think so. I don't think they get talked about enough. I think both of them are really, really good players. I mean, you just look at the Clemson game. I mean, even just their pass protection was incredible all night, and they've been doing it all season. It's weird. It's a weird thing when tackles get slightly overlooked, you know, among members of the offensive line, but somehow it's managed to happen this year. But those two guys are so valuable to our team and what we do every week. So yeah, I think they don't get enough recognition for what they do.
Next will be Leo Johnson. Leo?
What have you seen in Alabama's, front seven that might pose as a threat for y'all going into this game?
Yeah, they're really talented. I mean, they're really talented across the board. They have good, big, strong, athletic guys across the board, and they know their scheme really well. And you can just see it coming through film. They're extremely disciplined, and extremely good with their technique. You can tell. I mean, their technique is outstanding all the time. They're just the type of group that never makes a mistake in terms of, what gap they're supposed to be in. If they run a blitz, no one messes up, which you see fairly often in college football, where, a blitz gets communicated incorrectly and some guy loops the wrong way or someone hits the wrong gap. That I've been watching a bunch of film on them, and I don't think I've seen it one time. So that's the thing that jumps out the most to me.
Next is Dan Hope. Dan?
Hey, Josh, you were, among the players honored on Senior Day. I'm just wondering, have you made a final decision yet on whether this will be your last game as a Buckeye?
You guys will know that answer on the 12th.
Next is Angel Wells. Angel?
Hi, so what do you love about playing at Ohio State in the winning and competitive culture that is cemented at the university? And what have you taken away from playing with so many gifted football players during your time there?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's so many things that make Ohio State a great place. I think what separates Ohio State is there's great people at Ohio State. I think there's great people at a lot of places, but there's great people at Ohio State who care about you and also will push you in the direction that you need to go to get you to where you need to be in your career. And I think that's a special thing. And I think that the way that the entire university and the coaching staff and everyone inside the facility goes about it is what separates us, in my personal opinion. And then on top of that, just like you said, the culture and the history behind Ohio State football, man, it's just so special. All of the things that we get to do, the skull session on a regular season, and then playing in the horseshoe, and there's just I could talk about it forever, to be honest with you.
All right, next we have Tony Gerdeman. Tony?
Josh, I wanted to ask about Meyer Williams. Has come on late this year. What's it been like watching him grow? What's it like to block for a guy like that?
Yeah, it's fun, man. You guys, I've gotten asked that a couple questions about different running backs that we've had, and they're all fun to block for. Just super, Mine is going to have a great career here. He runs the ball extremely hard, and as an offensive lineman, I just love that. The lower your shoulder mentality is. I'm a fan. I like to think that's how I'd be if I was a running back. So it's been fun to watch him grow this year and contribute. And man, he's contributed in some pretty key moments as well. So it's been fun.
Time for one more from Jeremy Birmingham. Jeremy?
Hey, Josh, I don't want to add to the hyperbole, but a coach of yours told me before the season that Paris Johnson was the most talented freshman offensive lineman they'd ever seen. And now what you're saying about the Outland, what does it say about you guys as a group that A, he's not even playing, but B, what has your role been, yours, Wyatt, Thayer, Nick, the role just as far as guiding him in this weirdest season?
Yeah. Paris would be a starting offensive tackle at 99% of the universities in the country this season. I think part of our role, and the reason why I said I'm not sure I should say this or not, is because he is a young guy and he has things he needs to improve on, and I don't want, him to hear that and, start, you know what I mean. But I know Paris well enough now to understand that he won't take it that way. Yeah, I mean, I think, me, Thayer, and Wyatt have just tried to keep his head in it, which he's done a great job of doing. It was a great year for him to just continue to get better. And he has just all year. He's gone hard and he's been committed to getting better. So he's been a pleasure to play with, and one day he's going to be a whole lot better than probably anyone else, on our starting line right now.
Great. Thanks for your time today.